imagine a beautiful sunny morning in Puebla City. It is Friday, and there are some little birds singing outside. Nature has been splendid today by giving you a nice weather. That sense of freedom can be breathed in the air. It seems like if today it would be a perfect day. You have a delicious breakfast and you are absolutely satisfied and energized. Your family is doing their things as usual, and you decide to check your Facebook fastly before going out to get fun. It is Friday. You've got the whole day just for you. But what is that? Suddenly, you notice that there is something there. There's a little pink note stuck on your computer's monitor. What kind of detail could it be? A love note, maybe? It must be something very important to remember. You take it and start to read it. It says, "Darling, remember that today is the last day to finish your card procedure." If after that the setting changed completely opposite to the first one, it is necessary to say that any resemblance to reality is not purely coincidental. Reality is not so far off imagination, because the fact is that in the real life procedures are able to change any single peaceful day into a mess. But what procedures turn people angry? Is it the fact that they will have to go to make it, or is it the way they will have to be treated during it? To think that the whole day will be spent in a line, that the energy will be overused, and the peaceful nature setting will be turned into a noisy little place is a nightmare. Public servants are the most responsible for that sudden change of emotions. They are supposed to work to benefit society. Their commitment is with the state because they work with state resources, which belongs to the society, who should expect a honest, loyal, and transparent service from them. However, the expectations are completely opposite. It seems like if public servants would have gone to the same school where they were taught with the principles of impunctuality as a rule and disorganization as a commandment. It takes a really long process to be able to make that process. In addition, the instructions are not clear and they are changed many times. It's impossible to go out of there fastly, and I refer to both. If they worked fastly, everyone would be at home fastly. But the most ironic thing is when they give poor quality documents and then demand people to bring a high quality one. How can they ask people to bring a clear copy of their elector's card when the original one that they process for people is blurred? Obviously, it is not possible to get a good copy of it, so they reject people many times, every time, even if people is in emergency, using that as an excuse. However, it is necessary to recognize that maybe what we need are more public servants, because after hours of waiting, when people advance in the line, it is possible to see that there are only few people attending to more than 100 people. Poor servants. Sometimes, the only way to accelerate or make the procedure is not by being patient, but to be corrupt. That for people who think that paying more than 200 pesos for a single procedure is cheaper than making more procedures. I wonder if they would pay that amount 200 times all their lives. I said public servants do not realize the danger in which they are involved by treating people badly. They may feel themselves protected behind their invisibility cloak that one day they have to throw. My grandmother used to say, "The brave live until the coward won't." The danger is in logic. It is natural that after all the process, people can react in an aggressive way, and public servants could be treated worse. Do not be passive. Once, I was waiting for signing my scholarship contract, and as always, the event started 1 hour late. And there were many people waiting like me. We were asked to bring some documents, like always. The maker of my school, who is identified because of her intolerance and arrogance, was assaulted for an excited and liable student without reason yet. She just said, "What about this document?" When suddenly, the alternated man answered her violently that he was not going to change it, and she was going to have to accept it, among other things that he said. After that, she was more accessible. Public servants, do not wait until someone scares you. You shouldn't treat others the way you wouldn't like to be treated, because you know that as human beings, it is important to understand that everyone needs from everyone, and your job is as important as my necessity of being attended. Many times, it is the government which does not provide enough resources, but it is worse to do not use well those few, or at least better they could be taken. Organization is very important in every single process. First of all, punctuality. As one of my teachers rightly said once, punctuality is the art of do not waste the time of others. Your time is as important as mine. As you understand that, you will be able to respect not only time, but needs of others. In addition, do not forget that you are not making a favor. It is your job, your responsibility, your labor, and the most important, you are being paid for it. Do not forget that while you are working, others can rest, and one day you'll need to rest. As unfair or sure you may think your work is, respect for the rights of others means peace.